Hello, everyone. Welcome to Hard Knock Hawks. I am Anthony, along with my three hosts, Leon, Chris, and Marco. Today, we are going to be talking about the Hawks' first victory of the regular season, a 120 to 116 victory against the Brooklyn Nets. So, I'm going to ask one of my hosts, Leon, what do you think of the Hawks' first victory of the regular season?
I think they really attempted to establish a style of play that leans towards winning. Um, they got a lot of points in the paint. They played like a team. I mean, DeAndre Hunter got in there and had a okay game. Um, he looks healthy, if that matters to you. Jalen Johnson, he was aggressive, and that's all I ask of him. He got to the line, didn't hit a lot of free throws, but Trey was amazing. Dyson was amazing. Cam Thomas had 36, but like nobody else really did anything. We'll see how that goes as time goes on, but a Hawks win is always good. A good day for me. So
Yeah, just picking up on that. I think they played really well. They came out, they were trying to play fast. The guys were throwing a lot of lobs to the basket. Onyeka looked really good running around. Really utilized his speed. You saw maybe a bit more of that USC Onyeka. He was really putting pressure on the rim off ball, forcing guys to cover him. And Jalen and Trey were hitting him with some really nice passes. Trey was definitely in his bag tonight in terms of moving the ball around. He was not even really looking for his shot too much. He was a bit below what he usually would be, around like 18 shots. He took 16, hit a couple threes, but 12 assists. Had a nice like little Rondo fake. Trey played well. Zach came out, hit his first shot. I'm sure the crowd got a big pop out of that. From there, it was a little slow for him, but I mean, he took good shots. They just didn't drop. Bogey's shots were a little off. The threes weren't falling. So I think this one honestly could have been prettier if the shots were falling the way they should have. But the process overall was good, and it resulted in a win. Dyson was really impactful. Didn't let Cam Thomas really get to what he wanted to early. He had to work really hard for his buckets, which is important. I think he had 36, but honestly, you probably could argue last year he would have had even more. So uh, the new players impacted the game. We didn't even get to see Larry Nance, who I think would have helped. The non-Trey minutes were an issue. The game pretty much flipped when Trey went out at the end of the first quarter. Second quarter, by the time he came back in, we were down by 6. I think when we left, we were up by 6. So hopefully Veet Bogey and Jalen can kind of figure out what they want to do with that, and Zach's shots fall, and the non-Trey minutes can kind of smooth out. But overall, it was a good performance. I mean, you got a dub in the first game. Everybody's feeling good.
I'm gonna keep mine short and sweet because Chris basically ran down the whole thing. I was, took my answer. Uh, Dyson played good. I think that was, I've always been the Dyson Glazer on the pod, so seeing him do good brings me joy. Onyeka did very good. I've also have a track record of Onyeka on this pod as well. So Onyeka did very good, and that's my dog now. I'm Onyeka's number one fan now until he fucks up again. But yeah, go Trey was trying to get everybody involved. I feel like once we see we see where the offense wants to go, and once they can figure that out, and what I mean by figure that out, I mean Jalen realizing he's the true number 2 option. Bogey has some rust on him. He hasn't played basketball for real since June, July, whenever they got disqualified. So it's just some rust on him, and we didn't play him in preseason that much. Dre had an okay game, I guess. One thing I do want to point out that was the main highlight of tonight. One second, I got it somewhere. That was the main highlight of tonight. That was one second. that we got to the free throw line 46 times. Well, we took 46 free throws. That's the most free throws we've had in a game since April 2nd, 2022. Uh, so the rim pressure that we've been needing to bring is there. Just want more 3-point shots. I've already brought that up. How that we need to be a high 3-point shooting team. So hopefully Zach's shots fall, bogey shots fall. Whoever open, hopefully your shot falls. And yeah, that's all I got.
Well, my opinion on the game is this. Um, Despite how sloppy I feel that the game was at points, despite the missed free throws, I think it is satisfying to see a win where the Hawks did not have to rely on their top 2 or 3 players having to constantly perform at their best levels in order to win a game. I think one of the biggest issues with the Hawks over like the past few years was that they basically had to have like players like Trey and Bogey, and when DeJounte was on the team and Jalen, they had to basically perform at more or less the best possible play on the court for the most part in order to win games. And it was a consistent issue because it was because of how bad the defense was, and they basically couldn't make many mistakes because of that. But it feels like with this game, like they were able to just get away with some stuff because of their defensive play, because they were able to generate a lot of free throws, like Marco mentioned. Like it feels kind of a good feeling that they were able to just get away with some of that stuff. It's just a big improvement despite like I think some of the sloppiness of the early um parts of the game, and this being obviously the early part of the season. It's thanks to players like Dyson Daniels who and Onyeka Okongwu, who we're going to talk about shortly, who are probably like the players of the game and are the reason why they even managed to win this game in the first place. So I do want to talk about Dyson Daniels a lot because like people were calling this guy a throw-in a lot on Twitter. I remember going on Twitter Spaces and people were freaking out about how I like they were calling him a complete mess of a trade. They couldn't believe why were we trading for him in the first place. But in his Hawks debut, he got 15 points, 5 steals, 5 rebounds, and he was shot 50% from three. Like, what are your guys' thoughts on Dyson Daniels' overall performance? Because for me, like, he was an absolute game changer on defense tonight for the Hawks.
Yeah, I mean, I had a lot of stock bought in Dyson. I was talking about rating the Pelicans last season. They just had so many good wings that did so many of the things we needed. Dyson just looked like the odd man out, and he was looking like a perfect fit right now. He was just a terror defensively, all over Cam. Moves the ball, knows where to be. His timing is excellent. He hit some guys with some moves that he didn't even show in the preseason. Had a really nice up and under. So yeah, I think Dyson is a great addition. And honestly, I don't want him coming off the floor. I tweeted one of my group chats that Dyson can't sub out anymore because we really need that impact.
Yeah. Dyson played pretty good. I do want to point out that the Hawks did want to draft Dyson when he was available. And it's good to see Dyson finally find his way in Atlanta. A lot of people are saying that like you said, it was a throw in, whatever. It's been reported multiple times that that deal wasn't getting done unless they threw in Dyson. Like the Lakers pick and Dyson were like the main foundations of that trade. So Hawks got the player they're hoping for. My projection for Dyson, anyways, was like 11. I had his ceiling got 11, but he was looked confident in scoring today. I can always talk about his defense. His defense, we know what his defense is. We know what he is. But Dyson is showing he's not this incomplete player on offense that a lot of people wanted him to be, or projected him, or assumed he would be. He had a nice little over under for the lay. He's going up, no hesitation. He's not scared to drive to the hole. He had some good threes. I think he hit 2 threes. Had some decent threes. When he's shooting with confidence, he's easily making it. He had one three I think he should have made was the behind the back tray pass, but whatever. Dyson's character, he's a dog. I remember being in spaces and we've always talked about how we don't have that dog on this team, and Dyson is that dog on this team now. Because he was ready to go to war about Trey. He's seen it. He's seen the other shit. No, not Trey. He got fouled the first time on Claxton. Claxton like legit hit him. He wouldn't worry, but he said, you know what? He walked up with him. He walked up to him so nonchalantly. It was like, yeah, you know what? I'm still gonna beat your ass. I got audio of what he was saying actually, because one of the dudes I know who works for the Hawks, and they kind of got some of it. So I got audio of what he was saying to Claxton. Yeah, he's just a dog, man. He's just a dog. I love Dyson. If you don't have stocks in Dyson now, you might want to start pouring all it in.
Yeah, at this point, like everyone, I think people just need to start investing into the Dyson stock, because like he's just starting to show how much of an important player he has become already. It's only the first game of 82 for the Hawks already. And another important player I think that showed out tonight was Onyeka, because we were talking about not on this podcast, but people were talking about whether or not Onyeka was going to start or not. He was recovering from the toe injury he's had, and he scored a career high 28 points tonight. He finished the game, which actually kind of surprised me, because for the during his like first full year of coaching, Quinn didn't really do it that much during his like first full year last year. So it was nice to see that Quinn decided to do that. But like Onyeka was just incredibly dominant against this admittedly small Nets team, but like he was just incredible tonight. What are your guys' thoughts on Onyeka's performance?
Before we continue any further, Leon, did you have anything to say on Dyson?
Yeah, I did.
Go ahead. My bad.
Yeah, I did. He just disrupted the timing of the Nets offense, and that's why nobody got anything but Cam Thomas. So, I mean, yeah, they got some open shots early, but after a while, like they're a team with a new coach, and they probably got some stuff installed that they haven't really had live reps with. So that's all timing, and they don't have that with Dyson Daniels on the court. And what he did on offense was good. I can't be mad at it. 15 and 5. I didn't expect that much, but if he can do that semi-consistently with the minutes he's getting, I can't really be upset with that. Like, I think those people who felt like we lost the trade, I feel bad for you. I feel bad for you, for real. Like, Dyson Daniels is going to Dyson Daniels is going to change our defense.
Stay on that side.
Dyson Daniels is going to change our defense.
Defensive culture setter, Dyson Daniels. Yep.
And when Kobe get back, y'all going to see something. Because Vit's not fit, man. But we're going to get on to Double O. I'll just continue on into Double O if you're cool with that.
You're good. Yeah.
But like he just looks so healthy. And I can't say that he ever looked that spry last season. Like I could be wrong, but if not, I saw him very not spry last season for an extended amount of time. But he looked great. I mean, he played well on defense. I mean, he wasn't shying away from any kind of contact. And, we played a team that doesn't have a lot of size, but he played well, especially on offense. I mean, career high 28 points. Didn't even take a three. Hit all his free throws. That's the kind of efficiency you need from him. I mean, from anybody, honestly. Nobody shoots that well from the field. But, I mean, I'll take that for, what is he making, $15 million a year?
Yep.
Yeah. That's if OO keeps giving us that production, I'm fine with it. Now I'm trying to figure out how to word this. I didn't mean to pause like that. From how I see it, if OO keeps giving you that production, it's it kills the situational narrative. We played a small team, so I expect OO to eat against small teams, especially when Ben Simmons is guarding you at center and Dorian Finney-Smith is guarding you at center. Not trying to downplay anything, but it kills the situational because even if, let's say, Onyeka is outsized by another center, if Onyeka is still giving you 28 while being outsized or whatever, I'm leaving Onyeka in because I know in situations like that we like to bring Clint in, but it's like Onyeka brings more energy that we need late in the game that we're not going to truly get from Clint. And I think Quinn even commented on that he deliberately sat Onyeka for extended time so he could close with him. So and he spoke on how him and Clint has that trust on or whatever. So that's why Clint was not mad about sitting in the fourth or whatever. But like I said, he has a hot hand. You let him go. For a starting, I feel like if Onyeka keeps this up, let's say he has a solid 10 games to open up the season, you kind of have to make a decision, or maybe you just keep it situational. I don't think we need to keep it situational. I think you just kind of give him that position. But Onyeka played fantastic. Like I'm expecting him to eat against the Hornets too. Hornets don't have they kind of I think their center actually got hurt. Yeah, somebody got hurt. So I expect him to eat against the Hornets as well too. So go OO.
No, he played really well. That's the type of performance you want to see from Onyeka if he's going to take the job full time and just be the Hawks center of the future, right? So it was great to see him. He was really active. The speed was there. He's the type of player that really fits what they're trying to do offensively in terms of running the floor. Um, he's a guy that gives you that like power forward mobility with the strength and finishing ability of a true five. He's around the rim. He's got so many little shots in the touch, the timing on the lobs. He's got great hands. So there's a lot to like about what you saw tonight. And if Onyeka does continue to do that, then the Hawks might have their guy at the five long term and can continue to build this thing out around this young core. So yeah, it was great to see.
To add one more thing on Onyeka, I want to point out right he got 28. What he got? What is it? 28. He got 28 without taking a single three, and I was expecting him to take it because he was open at the three like twice, and he just didn't take it. He just took it to the hole, and I'm not mad at it. Not mad at it at all.
He stepped out of bounds once. Tough.
Yeah.
They saved that shooting night. He wouldn't get 91% if it was for that. 92%.
But I think now I do want to ask y'all about something before I move on to talking about Jalen. The starting lineup of this game was Trey, Dyson, DeAndre Hunter, Jalen, and Okongwu. I think I asked about the starting lineup, I think, in an earlier podcast about your predictions about it. What are your guys' thoughts about this starting lineup, generally speaking? And do you think Quinn made the right choice? And also, do you predict, like, as of right now, will there be any adjustments in the future with the starting lineup considering their performances tonight or maybe in the future?
I mean, it's always possible, but you did say Okongwu started.
Oh, I mean,
it's all good.
Oh yeah, my bad.
But I mean, it could happen. I wouldn't be upset. And I think Dyson and Double O. I'll have to look at the numbers, but I think Dyson and Double O could be fun.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a matter of when Zach gets the job at the three long term. He's a rookie, and I think he showed tonight why Quinn didn't start him exactly right. Hunter looked that group has played together a lot, and you saw it tonight. The groups that had been together a little bit longer won their minutes and are probably the reason why we won the game in the end. The non-Trey group had some new guys in it that hadn't played together in the preseason. So the starting lineup in this game not necessarily will be the starting lineup at the end of the season. I think if Onyeka continues to play like this, he'll be the guy. One, he's locked up for a few years and Clint's expiring. So at some point, you're going to make that switch if Onyeka is doing what he's doing now. And then, yeah, you got the number 1 pick who's kind of waiting in the wings, take over the 3. So eventually it'll change. But I understand why Quinn went with this group.
This starting 5 for right now, for what we have seen in it, I don't look at it as the set in stone starting 5. We're very much in the 3. The 3 is until, put it like this: Dre plays the first 5, 10. We'll say 10. You bring Risa in to play with that same group. Then Clint plays that first. Clint probably is first sub actually in this situation. Clint plays that 5-10. You bring in OO. Now you have the initial group of Trey, Dyson, Risa, Jalen, OO. See what that group does, and you just swap it out. I don't think this is the long-term starting 5. I think for right now, it's just what works, I guess. Because again, your other 3 is a rookie, so you don't want to put too much pressure on him. You want to ease him in. Onyeka probably would have started if he wasn't hurt over the summer. But now that you see that Onyeka is healthy now, kind of can make a decision. What I am hoping is it's not another Jalen and Sadiq situation. Just play who's clearly the better person for what we need. Just go from there.
I did want to add on a little bit more. One thing I'd like that Quinn did with the rotation was have Trey play the entire first quarter, and then he came in and he played with a minute left in the third quarter and played the whole fourth quarter. Which, when you do that, is you guarantee that everybody gets to play with Trey in that first quarter. And I think some of the things that impacted some guys' numbers last year at times was not getting to play with Trey. Like Onyeka and Clint, right? If one of them was playing with DJ, they weren't really going to be maximized. But Quinn let everybody play with Trey in the first quarter. And I think when Kobe gets back, that could be what you see them try to do, just to get everybody playing with Trey, getting going offensively. And then you bring Kobe in, start the second quarter to play some defense. And then in the third to spell Trey. So I like that.
Now, to be fair, I don't think Quinn meant to play Trey the entire first quarter. I think Veet was gonna come in for Trey at some point in the 2-minute or 1-minute mark, but I think there just wasn't any stopping point. I think that may have been incidental.
Now, I do want to point out something on that because me and Chris was talking about it earlier.
Go ahead.
This is not the first time Trey has played the whole first quarter.
Yeah.
Even last year, I think after a while he ended up switching it to where DeJounte was the first one to sub out. Then it was Trey majority of that first quarter.
Yeah.
Then Trey comes in, or he'll sub Trey out in the middle of the first quarter, let him rest for 5-6 minutes, then sub. Swap him, and he'll close out the first. Nate used to run him in the first a lot as well, majority of the first quarter. It's kind of just something you do, keep the flow of the game so you can establish something. So when Trey goes to the bench, is some type of built up or something to go off of.
And he gets to the line as well, so the fact that he's able to get to the line really helps out the bench when you think about it. They come in and they're in the bonus. It's free points if you play with some physicality.
Which
and the refs, and the refs act like it's a home game for the Hawks.
Yeah, I was gonna say. That's something Trey's always exploited really well, was getting the bonus. And I think now they have some guys that can get them there a little bit faster. The size they have, and guys willing to put a little bit more pressure on the rim. The more you get downhill, the more fouls you're going to get, and then Trey can just absolutely destroy you. If you can't touch Trey, you have no chance to defend him. So, yeah, I liked what I saw. A lot of free throws. Trey saw 16 free throws, right?
Yep, 16.
Jalen had 8, so it's a lot for those two. If they're combining for 20 free throws a game, I think it's a really good trend.
Since we are talking about the bench now, I do want to ask y'all, and I'll start with Leon first. What did you think of the minutes without Trey on the court?
I think they were fine. Vit just doesn't look conditioned enough to play long minutes of NBA basketball. But he was fine when he was out there. It just didn't hit his shots, and he's a little slow. I think Kobe at the point of attack with the second unit could be something really special for this team. But the kid's got to stay healthy.
Yeah.
Saw a little bit of Jalen, no Trey. It was fine. He was being aggressive. He was getting to the line. He just didn't have his rhythm today. Probably partied too hard after he got all that money. I ain't mad at him. I'm locked in now, brother. You gotta come through for me.
Facts.
But he's uber talented. So as long as he actually locks in, we'll be all right. But he has to lock in.
The minutes without Trey, it'll get better. It was up and down for this game. The minutes without Trey solely depend on Bogey and Jalen. And I think Jalen was finally coming. I think Jalen finally is realizing that he is like the second option, and he will be leading the bench unit. So he's just, it just came at him kind of fast. Bogey, like I said, Bogey's rusty, so you're not going to get that Bogey every time. But yeah, it just comes to the minutes without Trey are just dependent on those two for the most part. V, like Leon said, V didn't look really conditioned. He looked because he pushed the ball and he got tired after that. I think once V finally gets more comfortable in that position too, it'll be easier. So for tonight, like I said, it was up and down, up and down. I expected to get better, but if Bogey, decides to play like that for these next 5-6 games, Trey only played like 36 minutes tonight. We might got to raise that to 40 something if it keeps going like this.
Yeah, the non-train minutes weren't great. Like I said earlier, that was like basically how we fell behind in that first stint. I think they played a little bit better the second time around, and they were able to hold the lead that they got back in the third quarter. But yeah, I mean, the issue with the non-train minutes tonight wasn't really the process. They answered that earlier. The process was fine. The shots weren't falling. Bogey got good shots. Zach got good shots. They just weren't going down. Hopefully, it's just shooting variance, and that kind of smooths out. But yeah, no, I do agree with Leon that when you get Kobe back, I think you get to bring in like another shutdown corner at that point guard position. So when Dyson sits or Dyson and Kobe together for stretches, right, you have someone really harassing the ball defensively and mess up the timing of the other team. And then you get to go down with guys you think are plus playmakers and score. So, yeah, it's hopefully Kobe comes back and helps that group even more. But I think they'll be fine. Big Rich was aggressive and he wasn't afraid to shoot. And hopefully he continues that and those shots fall and that group gets it going.
Yeah,
Reese has some good look. Oh, my bad. I ain't mean
no, you're good because I was about to say I agree with you. Like Reese J had some good looks. It's unfortunate that he missed a bunch of them, but I think he's gonna find this shot eventually. Like it could just be next game. Like I think he's just gonna be streaky as a shooter right now. What else I was gonna say? With Kobe, I think hopefully he will make the backup minutes without Trey on the floor better, because I feel like we may have lost this game if Trey was just sitting out a little longer, or if Trey didn't get us in the bonus in probably the third quarter, because he was able to generate so many fouls and stuff during that third quarter that allowed the team to get into the bonus and stuff. I think some people just don't realize just how useful Trey could be sometimes for this team, honestly. Oh, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say Glenn tweeted about a stretch at the end of the first quarter where Trey got us some points to get a little bit of a cushion. Then we lost that, but then third quarter he came out and it seemed like they were on a mission. We're gonna get this lead back, and he was a little more aggressive. They got the lead and held it.
Yeah, and like you said, Leon, I think with Kobe, what he could do like on defense and in transition and stuff, like he's probably gonna like help so much as a backup point guard. So hopefully when he comes back, he'll just be able to like stay healthy when he comes back from his right shoulder injury. So we'll just see what happens then, because he's just been injured so much like during the past year and a half. So
yeah, I mean he's gonna have to find himself some minutes. But if Vic keeps playing like this, he'll have those minutes.
yeah.
Yeah, but I do think it was a good example of the depth that they've kind of tried to add and shore up, right? Because in the long run, you can even run Dyson a bit at that backup point guard if he doesn't have like Cam Thomas is a full-time assignment for him, so they probably didn't want to waste any minutes with him doing that. But you got Dyson, you got options there, right? So
Yep. That's the good part about this team this year. Nice depth.
Yeah, depth. Yep.
Nice depth in the whole thing. I do want to tackle on Risa real quick. He had good looks. I think he was just nervous because he didn't. Even the first shot he made, he still looked nervous when he shot it. I think it finally hit him that he's like in an NBA game versus preseason, and he'll be fine. He wasn't scared to shoot it at all, man. He wasn't scared to take it to the hole at all either. Like he was playing like the shot selection he took, it was like he's already been here. So hopefully he's he got the jitters out, and because we're really gonna need him next game. So
yeah,
the Hornets look really good.
Trey Man got 24 points on 50%. All
I'm not really sure who's supposed to be guarding him.
We gonna find out.
Miles Bridges. Who are you talking about?
I was saying that because Trey Man went off.
Trey Man. I thought you were talking about Jalen.
Jalen is going. I mean, Brandon's not playing. He got hurt.
Okay, yeah, he got hurt.
I mean, dang, that's tough, man. These injuries are crazy.
Yeah, he got hurt in the first quarter. He did something to his hip.
Yeah.
So Jalen's going on Miles Bridges though. I don't know where you put the rest of them at. Dyson on LaMelo, of course.
Josh Green and Miles
You
Bridges
put Trey on Josh Green, to be honest. Yeah.
I don't know who their backup wing is.
Backup wing.
Grant Williams or
okay, well,
I don't know. Or
Grant Williams.
I really like. I gotta admit, okay, I really like that Jalen dunked a couple times where he needed to dunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like at the end at the end of the day, it doesn't matter where you play basketball. Like getting dunked on is demoralizing. Like it doesn't matter.
Got mad too.
Getting dunked on is demoralizing. So
I need Jalen to realize you have two hands.
Yeah, bro. He got to start dunking on these folks.
You don't have to always do the one hand. Even though the one hands are disrespectful, you have two hands.
Definitely impacting the other team. There's I forgot who he tried to dunk on Dorian Finney-Smith. It was like almost a Blake Griffin type play, and Dennis was like talking junk to Trey after. But yeah, if you're out there like trying to bury people, it's a little disrespectful, and the players are gonna get upset. And when you get buried a few times, you're like, well, damn, this dude's just the Undertaker, and nothing we can do about it, you know. So Jalen just has to keep it up. It was good to see the intent. That's what you really want to see with him. Just continue to just be aggressive.
Well, I guess we'll talk about this, and then I guess it's a good point to end the podcast. Let's talk about how feisty this team has gone now. Like, they were about to fight the Nets off the court.
Yeah, man, got a little Aussie, man. The Australians.
Hey, mate.
Okongwu was about to fight. I forgot who he was about to fight.
He was about
to LA.
Yeah.
LA kids want to fight. That's Okongwu. So, yeah.
The real dirty birds.
Facts.
But yeah, no. It goes along. I think the team they're trying to build an identity and embrace it and change the culture and change things up around there. And that's a part of it, right? Fighting back and when you get older, you're not going to take as much junk from from some of these other guys, right? You ain't got big homies, right? You ain't little homies. We don't have big homies. We big homies, right? So you gotta set the tone.
Facts.
Yep.
That is facts. Let this have been any other Hawks team, John Collins would have gave Buddy a hug
come
and told
on,
him to
man.
calm
Come
down.
on, man.
Man, y'all remember that time homeboy knocked Trey down and John picked him up with Marcus Smart?
Yes.
Man,
Yeah.
Gave him a hug and told him, "Watch out,
can we
man. You ain't got
trade
to do
him to
that."
Detroit? He deserves it. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna talk about John.
Yeah, we're
That
not
was
gonna do that. I'm just saying. But I'm glad everybody has their backs this year. We haven't had that since Solo for real. Because Wesley Matthews did some shit, I guess. But
I mean, I do think this team is bonded. I think they've spent a lot of time together. They like a lot of the core group has been together for a couple years now, a few years, and the new guys came in like Nance and Dyson. So like they a little bit more comfortable than you just being solo. The only like totally new guy is Zach. So it really, I mean, there's some bonds brewing. I mean, you got a family, right? That helps. You're gonna fight.
Oh, I also want to point out, I know a lot of y'all seen it when OO and Bogey got into it, and that was just basically Bogey telling OO he needs to talk more on defense because I think
I read that. I read the lips on that one. I knew that's what he was saying.
He was just telling he needs to communicate more. So it's some trust on the court now. They're emphasizing talking, calling out your man, plays, and there's always on defense.
Yeah, that's a big part of the transition from being a young team to a young vet team, where now like you have young guys in leadership roles where they have to speak, right? A lot of guys like to just assume there's an older guy on the floor telling them where to be, but like at some point, like you become that older guy, so you got to start talking. And
that's the key to our success.
Yeah, everybody talking more on both sides of the ball.
Key to our success, right there.
Dre looked good, man. Dre looked good. You call a spade a spade. He looked good tonight.
He made some. He tried to take some dumb shots, but he looked good.
Well,
it's the Dre experience.
He looked good like Dre looked good.
Players kind of revert to like what they do at times.
Revert to the mean
when it's not like flowing. And the three he took like was so like awkward and forced. That first one and he hit it. I was like, this might be our night. Okay. Then he got back to it. But he had some nice steals off ball. I mean, he really helped set the tone early with that steal that got Dyson his first three wide open, right? That's best case scenario for Dyson. Get a completely wide open three. So
he had a little, out of bounds steal, like on some I have defensive IQ stuff. Like, all right.
Bro, he was the Nets had to be annoyed of him. He was in every passing lane. Soon as the ball hit the fire, he's behind.
Yeah, he was moving. I'm not even gonna lie. He looked spry.
He guarded people at once.
We talked some last year in Spaces about how like getting a real POA guy like lets everybody go to their real spot where they should be and play a natural position and kind of moves everybody down the ladder, right? When you move down, like you're maybe a little bit overqualified to be just like that off-ball wing defender, and Dre really popped in some of those opportunities tonight.
Yeah, that's true. Wow.
But good win all around, good team win. Team played hard. Trey is not you doing his usual slow start, 30-12. He got 30-12. I don't care how he got it, 30-12. So it's looking up. Once the other pieces start lining up, I think we'll be a real threat. I'm not gonna lie. I know I've been preaching top 6 this whole time during the off season, whatever. But hey, this one game, from what I'm seeing from preseason and this one game, I'm very more confident once everything starts to click.
Don't make me say it again.
Go ahead, man.
Top 3 seed.
He said it, not me.
Hey, man. I ain't gonna lie. I kind of saw it today. Not watching the game, but earlier I was really thinking about it, and I was like,
the path of top 3 is there. I mean,
He sees the vision, folks.
Top
he sees
four.
the
Let's
Top
vision.
four.
It's not nasty. Like it's not.
It ain't nasty.
Impossible.
It's there, but it's
not
up to us.
impossible. Yeah.
Yeah.
It
It's up
was a
to us.
good win in game one. It was nice to see the guys get off to a good start.
Yep.
Yeah, a win is a win, man. And you know, they look like they're having fun out there. We got a little bit too pretty at times, but you know, at least they're having
Only
fun.
complaint I had was I felt like we just need to shoot more threes, but the Nets were giving you everything you wanted in the hole, so can't be too mad at it.
Hey yo,
All right, brother.
Thank you for that statement, Chris. But
Yeah, the paint was dripping.
okay. Anyway, we thank you all for listening to this episode of Hard Knock Hawks. I'm Anthony. See you all next time for the next episode. Have a good one.
Big Rich.
Big Za.